Hey everyone, this is Daniel with fitnessblender.com, and today we're going to be doing a HIIT and core combination workout, and it is also going to be for people who get bored easily, so we're never going to repeat an exercise at all through this routine. So a full 30 minutes without repeating an exercise once. So this is going to be a lot of fun, but it's also going to be very, very quick. But before we jump into the routine, we're going to need to do our warm-up, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Alright, so for our warm-up, we're going to be doing each one of these for 30 seconds each, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be starting off with just a nice side step, just left to right, with a little bit of an arm swing. So, start in nice and slow, just stepping left to right, curving those arms straight across in front of your chest. Start relatively light and slowly. As you start warming up more and more, as you feel like that range of motion is opening up, start contracting those muscles a little bit harder, control that joint, and start swinging those arms just a little bit faster, trying to get a little bit more range of motion. Just keep it going. Remember, this is just your warm-up, so you can keep it nice and light to begin with. So a few more seconds. I'm going to switch to a high knee, a torso rotation. So bring your knee up, rotate towards that knee you bring up. Same thing in the opposite direction, just nice and slow. Rotate left to right. Again, start relatively small, short range of motion, and then start working into it more and more. If you want to, start speeding up more and more, keeping everything really nice and contracted. Couple more seconds. And toe touch sweep, so feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Down to one foot, come across, pause the top, kind of rotate those shoulders just a little bit, get a little torso stretch. Back down, same thing on the other side, rotating the opposite direction each time. Just keep it going, keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. Just work more and more into that range of motion. All right, keep those feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart again. We're gonna do a squat push-pull. So squat down, arms come out, let it relax, then slowly pull them back in. Keep everything relaxed at first. Focus on that range of motion. So as you go down, try to push a little bit further each time, warm up those hip joints. And then nice and slow, start working those upper body muscles into it. So really push out, contract as you pull back in, working against yourself the entire time. Next we're going to do a front kick, so nice and slow. One foot comes up, same thing on the other side. So just alternate back and forth which foot you bring up. You want to keep that leg relatively straight. Nice, slow, controlled motion. You want to feel at any point you can stop it. So even up the top of that range of motion, you could freeze it right there and hold it. So try not to push or swing too hard and use momentum and go past where you're comfortable. All right, we're going to do a lunge pulse plus a side bend. So go out into a lunge. You're going to stay with your left foot forward, or excuse me, your right foot forward, leaning towards the right, left hand over top of your head. A little bit of a pulse. Start relatively shallow in that lunge. Then just kind of pulse down slowly while tipping over a little bit more. When you get really, really low, go ahead and come back up to the top and start again. And let that relax. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Other arm up, leaning opposite direction. Slowly pulse it down. Lean more and more and more. Once you bottom out, come back up to the top. Start again. All right, come back up. We're going to go right into a boxer shuffle. So come up on the balls of those toes. It's a nice, quick motion, switching your weight back and forth from foot to foot. Try not to let that heel actually touch the ground, so you're keeping all of your weight up on the ball of that foot. Our last two are going to be a little bit more active. So we're going to be doing a butt kicker next. We're doing boxer shuffle right now. Butt kicker is next. Start out relatively slow. Then as your muscles start warming up, especially through those quadriceps, start speeding them up a little bit more. Keep those lungs open. No holding your breath. You want that chest straight up and down. No rounding over like you're running. You want to keep everything nice and solid, neutral spine. All right, we got about 5 seconds left. We're going to switch into our last one, which is jumping jacks. Feet together. You pop them out as those arms come up over top of your head. Contract that shoulder joint. Get that arm nice and rigid. No bend in that elbow or very slight bend in that elbow. Then start speeding it up as you can. Nice full deep breaths. No holding your breath. All right, let it relax. We're gonna be starting into that HIIT routine here in just a second. All right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and start into the HIIT routine now. This is gonna be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're doing 2 HIIT exercises, 2 core exercises, and then starting over again. But like I said, all of these are gonna be unique exercises. It's gonna move quick, so try to keep up. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first exercise is going to be just a good old squat jump. So feet just about shoulder width apart, just jumping up and down. So start them up. Let's jump up, land soft, and right back into it again. Try not to break. If those muscles start to get really tired, try to slow down. Just go into a traditional squat, or take it like a 5-second or 3-second real quick break. Shake those legs out and go right back into it again. All right, let it relax. We're doing high knees next. Nice big deep breaths. Try to recover. And high knees. Get those knees up nice and high. At least hip height if you can, higher. Moving as quickly as possible. Remember, we're only doing these for 20 seconds, so try to push yourself. Let it relax down on the ground. We're doing a crunch next. Laying flat on that back. Nice and slow, crunch it up, down, but don't completely relax. Crunch up, back down. Exhale, inhale. Just keep it going. Jackknife crunches next. Just give yourself that 10-second rest. Extend those legs all the way out straight. Hands up over top of your head. Crunch it up. Touch those toes if you want to add that little extra crunch. Keep those legs nice and straight. Keep those lungs open. Let it relax. Over onto your stomach. We're going to be doing lizard hops next. So staying nice and low. Just hop those feet back and forth. Hop those arms back and forth. Staying as low down to the ground as you can. Let it relax, 10-second break. We're going to do a quick feet drop. So really quick with those feet, drop to the ground, back up. Start them up. Timing is up to you. Do it as quickly as you can, as often as you want to. If you want, you can stay up in those quick feet for a little bit longer. It's up to you. Let it relax. All right, back to crunch, or sorry, ab exercise. Down on your side, completely stretched out straight. Lift those legs, crunch those toes. Nice, slow, controlled motion. Try to bring those legs up as high as you can, crunching down towards those feet. Same thing on the other side. Arm out in front for support, other arm up on top, kind of reaching back behind those feet just a little bit. Try to keep those shoulders square. You don't want to open them up and start crunching forward. Then you're going to start working your abs a little too much. You want to try to focus on that oblique. And back up. We're going to be doing just a traditional jumping lunge next. Just alternating back and forth. Nice quick motion. Keep those lungs open. Let it relax. We're doing broad jumps next. Jump forward, turn around, jump back. You want to try to get as far as you can. So try to jump more forward than up. All right, let down, relax. We're going to swimmers next, so down on your stomach. Hands out. Alternating, so opposite arm is arm from leg. Keep them hovering for the harder version. Try to get as much range of motion out of as you can. So really squeeze up. All right, we're doing just a back bow next. So easiest version is with the hands tucked to your sides. Next hardest, hardest. So everything comes up. Nice slow motion. All right, back up. We're doing squat jacks next. So staying in a squatted position, hopping those feet in and out. Nice and low, just keep it going. I know these are moving quick, and I know it might be really hard to transition properly from one to the next. If you need to, just use a few more seconds of that rest to keep up or to get the ones you missed when you start. Let it relax. We're doing mountain climbers. Start them up. Try to move nice and quick. Barely tapping that toe. Back up. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Back down on the ground. We're doing a crisscross crunch. So on your back, one leg out straight, crunch up, switch to the other side. So don't pull that knee in past your hip joint. Rotating those shoulders, crunching up nice and tight. And let it relax. All right, we're gonna do a cross toe touch crunch next. Feet up. Crunch off to the side. A little rotation through those shoulders. Trying to reach those toes. Try to keep those legs relatively straight. If you have a little bit of a bend in them, don't worry about it. Just keep those quads, front of that thigh nice and tight. Let it relax. All right, back up. Next one is gonna be a star lunge jump. So starting from a lunge position, you're going to jump up and out, back into a lunge on the other side. So lunge, out, lunge. A little bit of a new one. Makes something that was already hard that much harder. Who doesn't want that? Let it relax. All right, power skips are next. Just staying in one spot. Go straight up, switch feet, back to the other side. Oh man, my legs feel like bricks. But keep pushing through it as hard as you can. Keep those lungs open. Almost done. All right, let it relax. We have 2 more exercises. Windshield wipers are next. Lay flat on your back, arms out, legs up. Let those legs come off to the side. Back up and off to the opposite side. Just go as low as you can without letting that shoulder lift up off the ground. Whichever way you let those legs drop off, those shoulders on the opposite side are going to want to come up. Whew. All right, Russian twist. Flat back. It's our last one. Arms in front of your chest. Rotate left to right. Keep those lungs open. Nice, slow, controlled motion. This isn't fast. The more you lean back, the harder it's going to be. Whew. Let it relax. Go ahead and grab a drink of water real quick. We're going to be back to finish the second half of this in just a second. Okay everyone, I hope you had enough of a break because we're getting ready to start into the second half of this. Again, another 10-minute block of straight through HIIT and core. So let me get my timer going. This time we are starting off with a lateral jump. Just take a nice deep breath, get ready, and start it. Just left to right. Try to jump as wide as you can. Again, similar to the broad jumps, you want to try to jump sideways, staying low rather than going straight up. Get those lungs open. And let it relax. We're going to drop down and do a PLYO push-up next. Do these off of your toes or off your knees, whichever ones you can do. Start them up. Just keep going as long as you can. Like I said, if you need to, drop onto those knees. But do the hardest version you can for as long as possible. Let it relax. We're going to flip over onto your back. We're doing, onto your stomach. We're doing a crossover back bow. So starting the left side, up and over, back again. Keep those lungs open, arms out nice and straight. Crunch up and over, squeezing through those back muscles. All right, we're gonna stay on your stomach. I'm just gonna flip around here. We're doing a breaststroke next. So start with your elbows tucked to your sides, feet up off the ground. You're gonna stick those hands out, down to your sides, tap, and up. So there's really no movement up and down. It's more just keeping stationary. So as you stick those arms out, don't let your chest drop. Let's keep it going. And let it relax. Back up. We're doing agility dots next. So imagine a square, 4 points of the square on the ground. Start in the back corner, across, up, across, back. Just keep going really nice and quick. Mentally, just point or try to jump to those corners of the square as accurately as you can. Start with a small square, work yourself up to a large one as you get more comfortable. And let it relax. We're gonna do the same thing in the opposite. So instead of starting on the bottom left, we're gonna start bottom right, start jumping to the left. So across, forward, across, back. Nice quick motion. Should be going in reverse. Just keep it going, keep those lungs open. Again, try to imagine those points of the square. Let it relax. Down on your side, we're doing a side hip raise. So off of those knees and elbow. If you want the harder version, all the way out on those legs. So bring that hip up, hover, squeeze it right back up again. Just keep those lungs open. Keep that core tight. Make sure You don't roll your shoulders forward. You want to keep your shoulders perpendicular to the ground. All right, same thing on the other side. Flip it around. And start it up. Down, back up. Keep everything nice and tight to that core. Focus on pulling that shoulder down towards that hip. And back up. Back on those feet, we're doing side step jumps. So, starting over on one side, stay low, step over, jump from that squat position. So make sure the whole time you're staying really nice and low for that side step. No coming up and stepping over. So it's nice and low, left to right. Move it faster if you can. And let it relax. We're doing rocket squats next, so very similar motion. Just take out that side step. 3 seconds or 3 levels on the way down. So 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. Just keep it going. Keep those lungs open. And let it relax down on the ground. We're already halfway through the second bout. We're doing just a regular crunch, regular crunch position, but pulses at the top. So don't let those shoulders come down. Try to keep those elbows back out of your field of view. Makes it a little harder. Keep those lungs open, no holding your breath. And let it relax. We're doing an X crunch next. So legs out. Arms out nice and wide, kind of up over your head a little bit. Left hand or left foot, right hand. Crunch up towards that toe. Back out straight. Just alternate back and forth. If you want to make it harder, keep everything hovering off the ground. You're going to have to go a little bit slower because you're going to roll around quite a bit. It definitely makes it harder. And let it relax. Go and stand up. All right. You didn't think we could get through this without doing burpees. Well, that's what we're doing next. Start them up. Harder version to do that, jump at the top. If you want a really hard version, do a push-up at the bottom as well. All right, back up. All right, we're doing a curtsy lunge next. So standing up, you're going to step back behind you into a lunge, but step back across slightly, down and back up. If you want to make it a little harder, go into a jump. Drive that knee. Let it relax. All right. Reverse plank with a leg raise, so down on your back. Up on your elbows and heels. Bring those hips up off the ground. Raise a single leg and switch sides. Try to keep that leg as straight as you can. If you're really tight to those hamstrings, don't worry about how high you get it up. Just trying to squeeze as tight as you can. Keeping those hips up. And getting a tight stretch to that hamstring. All right. We're doing just a reverse plank next, so just holding it. Same position, just no leg lift. Bring it up. No touching your hips. Keep those hands away from your hips. Using only glutes and lower back to pull everything up nice and tight. Just go to that happy place. We're almost done. All right, switch foot runners are next. So go ahead and stand up. Kind of go down into a little bit of a lunge. Left leg forward. You're gonna pulse that leg up and switch. Pulse the other leg up. So nice quick motion, alternating back and forth. Nice and quick. Whew. All right, let those relax. We got flutter kick squats next. We're so close to being done. Keep with me. 1, 2, squat. 1, 2, squat. Alternate which leg you start with. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Just keep alternating back and forth. Let it relax. All right, we have reverse crunches and flutter kicks next, and then we're done. Flat on your back. Hands down on the ground, legs up. Lift those hips up off the ground. No swinging your legs. You're not doing one of these things. It's just straight up and straight back down. All right, let it relax. We're doing flutter kicks next. Still, hands on the ground, keep them out wide. I don't want to see those hands underneath that butt. One high, one low. Switch positions. If you put those hands underneath your butt, you are supporting your hips, keeping them from rocking, which makes your abs not have to work so hard. So don't touch your hips. If you feel those hips really rocking, that lower back lifting up, just do the flutter kicks a little higher. Whew. All right, that was our last one of those. So all we have left is our cool down and stretch. We'll get that going here in just a second. All right, everybody, we are going to be doing our little cool down here. This is just gonna be a free form. We're not doing anything special on this one. We're just gonna try to run through all of those muscles that we just hit, which is pretty much everything. So let's start out with those hamstrings. So feet just about shoulder width apart. Just gonna go straight down with a flat back first. Just hold it. If you need a little extra support to make sure you're keeping that back flat, you can push on those legs just a little bit. Just make sure those legs are nice and straight. You should feel it isolating just in that hamstring. Maybe a little bit into those glutes, but primarily through the back of that leg, maybe even back of your knee. Hold it for just a second. And then you're going to round that back. Keep those legs exactly where they are. Just nice and slow, round forward. You should feel that stretch jump into that lower back. Hold it there for just a second. And then slowly, very slowly, start tucking your chin down towards your chest. As you do that, you should feel it jump into the back of your neck. Maybe even base of your skull. Make sure those legs are locked out nice and straight. And let it relax back up nice and slow. All right, we're going to go do a quadricep stretch next. So we got those hamstrings. Now we're going to do the front of your leg. One leg at a time. You're going to kick that leg back up behind you. Grab hold of that foot. Squeeze it to the heel, or a heel to your butt as close as it's comfortable. You don't want to over compress. You just want to kind of pull it in so it's tight. And then slowly press your knee back behind you. That's where you're going to start feeling your stretch, not from squeezing your heel in. So you just want to pull that heel in just a little bit, push that knee back behind you, feel it through your quad, maybe even a little bit through the front of your hip. Just hold it there nice and straight, torso straight up and down. Don't tip forward, otherwise you're going to start losing that stretch. So you want to keep your torso straight up and down, just pulling that leg back behind you. Deep breath. Start pumping oxygen back into your system. Start trying to get some of that lactic acid back out of your muscles. Switch legs. Same exact thing. Grab that foot, that opposite leg. Nice and slow. Squeeze it in so it's a little bit tight, just not over compressing that knee. Pull that knee back behind you. Again, feeling through that quadricep, the front of that thigh, and a little bit through that hip flexor. Standing up nice and straight and tall through that torso, breathing normally. Just take your time. If you need to, grab a hold of something in front of you for balance. But even though this is a cool down, you still want to try to make those legs have to do some work. So if you have to use something for balance, try to use it as little as possible or not at all. And let that one relax. We go nice and wide with those legs. Bend one leg. You're going to tip down towards your straight leg. You should feel it to the inside of your thigh. Hand comes up over top of your head and reaches. You should feel a little bit of a stretch to that torso as well. So you don't necessarily have to go really low or split those legs really wide. You just need to tip your hips. So think of your hips as like a plate, and you want to kind of lean them towards that straight leg. Just hold it there for just a little bit longer. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So switch sides. Other knee bends out. Lean again. Tipping those hips down towards the straight leg. Arm comes up over top of your head. Get a little extra stretch to that torso. And let it relax, come back up into the center, keep those legs out nice and wide. You're going to go straight down between those feet. So just nice and slow down. Just go as low as is comfortable. Round that back out a little bit. And let it relax. Going to stand back up nice and straight and tall. Get through the upper body just a little bit, so bring that arm across your chest. Pull it across in front of your body. Feel it up through the back of that shoulder blade. So you want to try to keep that elbow across nice and close to your chest, as well as kind of pulling across with that opposite arm to get that little extra stretch. Just gonna do this one for just a little bit. Same thing on the other side. Grab that elbow, pull across, keep it nice and close to your chest. Keep breathing nice and deep. And let that relax. And bring your hand up over top of your head. We're almost out of time. Grab that elbow, pull across. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull across. And since we got those abs, that lower back and everything, we're going to get through those abs and back real quick. So down on the ground, we're going to hit those abs first by doing a cobra stretch, so nice and slow. Just let those hips sink down, or you can start flat on the ground and slowly push up through those arms, whichever is more comfortable. Kind of looking up towards the ceiling. Should feel that stretch through the abdomen, to the front of that body. And let it relax. Sit back in to those heels. We're going to get that lower back by going into that shell stretch. So hands down by the base of your knees. Round those shoulders down towards your hips. Roll forward just as much as you can until you feel it through that lower back. And let it relax. All right, guys, that is the end of this HIIT and core routine. I hope you guys liked it. Please leave me some comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about it, if you like something changed for a future video. Otherwise, this workout is complete. I'll see you guys next time.